Hello friends, in this video session we will be learning about 3D data consolidation, three-dimensional data consolidation. Now before I talk about the technical aspect, let me talk about the business side of the problem. I have in front of me two files open. One talks about 3D data part 1, the other talks about 3D data part 2. So you may also want to keep both these files open. And right now I am on the screen which is explaining 3D data part 1. Okay, in this sample output I have a report which says the different agent's name and how many units of different models of water purifier they have sold. So basic, reverse osmosis and some kind of a latest one. Now the crucial part is this is based on three different sources of data, each talking about individually the three different types of water purifier. Let me illustrate. For example, Jacob has sold 750 water purifier basic in the month of January. Reverse osmosis model being sold in the tune of 1450 and none from the latest model. Now this data has been arrived from the sheet basic, which talks about all the basic models being sold by Jacob. So in this case 750. In the next sheet in the same workbook, part 1, that is reverse osmosis model being sold in the to the tune of 1450. Now you notice the sequence of names have differed. In the previous sheet Jacob was in the first one, in the next one Jacob is in the second. But these two models are present, the data is present in the same part 1 file. I have another file that's called part 2 which talks about the latest model being sold and the numbers are given as such. So Jacob, none sold. Now I would want to bring all these three sources of data together in one sheet such that it is showing you a consolidated numbers. One dimension talks about month, another dimension talks about agent's name, and the third dimension talks about the type of the water purifier. And best of all of this is linked to the sources. So let's say if I change January figure for the basic water purifier model for Jacob, let me go back to the source sheet. Let's say I'm making this, let's say 5750. And I go back to the output, you will notice it immediately changes in here. So that is how I want the final output to look like. Now here we will be talking about data, and within data we will be talking about how do you prepare this report with various techniques besides the main one, which is consolidate. If you look at the icon, that too suggests that you are picking up three or more sources of data and compiling them into one red block. So let us begin our task. Before I begin compiling the data using 3D data consolidate, I'll first quickly walk you through the data sources. So data source 1, which talks about water purifier basic, given as such, vertically agent's name, horizontally month name. In the next sheet, water purifier reverse osmosis, same structure has been followed, although the sequence might differ. And in the new, completely new file, similar structure and the water purifier, the latest version, the sales numbers have been presented. So let me do one thing, keeping both these sources of data open, both these files open, let me go to a sheet, blank sheet, where I will try to compile all three dimensions of the data. So first things first, let me go to data. Let me go to consolidate. Alright. Now this particular box, it looks pretty simple, and it indeed is. It talks about whether do you want to add the numbers. Yes, I would want to add the numbers, all the sales numbers. Now these two boxes will help you pull in all the sources of data in one common bucket. So the reference, let me put my cursor in the reference. Let me go to the basic one. Let me choose the entire box, not more, not less. Please note this would be incorrect. Let me just precisely choose the source of data and let me add it to the bucket. This button add, let me click on that. So in the bucket lies the first source of data. To be able to choose the second source of data, let me clear the reference. Let me go to the next source of data. Choose the entire block, not more, not less. Let me also add it to the bucket. Now to choose this third set of data, let me clear the reference, and I will have to refer to the other file that is open in the background and then refer the data from there. Please note, this is the water purifier latest version. So it will also mention the file name and the sheet name along with the reference range. Let me add that to the bucket. Now please do not press OK right now, because one crucial aspect is still left. What you have done just right now is pulled in all the source of data from various files and sheets. Now I would want that in my final console sheet, the name of the agents should be present, that is left column data. The name of months should be present, hence top row. The labels should also be there in both row and column. And most important of all, you must want an output which is linked to the source data. So create links to source data. Once you have covered these aspects, let's press OK. In the final console sheet, I got something. Let me explore more. I have got agent's name, month name. The numbers look pretty large enough. And besides that, I have certain grouping. So if I click on, let's say, Jacob, you will notice it has got 3 line items beneath it. Let's say for example 5750, 1450. If I add these two up, you will notice those are the same answer as provided in this consolidated cell. So if I click on level 2, that gives me the entire picture for all the agents. So this is nothing but a summation of the 3 values. Martha, summation of 2 values in this case. So it may so happen that Martha may have sold only 2 types of product. But hey, this isn't very close to what we looked at in the final output. I'll tell you why. Because in the final output, you have proper arranged data, in the sense you have the sheet name, that is what kind of product was being sold. Now in my main final console sheet, I'm not able to look at the product name. So 3D data consolidation will make you reach till this point where 80 to 90% of the work has been done. Now the cosmetic changes, how do you present the data, that I will take the help of various techniques which I have discussed so far in various videos in level 1, level 2 and level 3. So how to format from the current scenario to the sample output, this we will cover in the next video session.